What's going on, guys? Here's another video for you. This is my Judas Iscariot collection. Judas Iscariot's raw black metal, one-person raw black metal project from the States. Started in, I think it was 90, might have even been 92. They released like a demo and then another demo. And then in 1996, they released their first full length, or he released his first full length, The Cold Earth Slept Below. This is it's so hard to describe these guys because I love the sound, I love the rawness, I love the just primal energy of it. But a lot of it, especially on here, well, not a lot of it, but their first stuff especially it's just like not very well done as far as like being performed. Like the drumming is just so bad, and everything kind of sounds a little like a mess, but in that way it's also kind of endearing and like very memorable. It's hard to explain, but I do really like this band a lot, and that's why I got all these albums. They're definitely one of the best, if not the best, United States black metal band in my opinion. And yes, I mean, that's better than like Wolves in the Throne Room and all those kind of bands. I just love the visceralness of it. But it is goofy at parts, especially some of the vocals sometimes. But nonetheless, for the reasons I just explained, I love this album. Damned Below Judas, The Cold Earth Slept Below, Ye Blessed Creatures. There's a lot of good songs on here. And yeah, it's raw black metal, and these first few albums, it's basically just complete Dark Throne worship, but done in a really, I don't want to say original, because it's not original, obviously, but I guess tasteful way. He kind of puts his own spin on it. The fact that the music is very sloppy adds its own flavor, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, this album's pretty much just Dark Throne worship, but I like it a lot. I would give this like a, it ranges from like an 8 to an 8.5 for me. It's definitely an enjoyable listen. Is it my favorite black metal album? No. Is it my favorite Judas Iscariot album? No, but it's still good. And so in the same year that he followed it up with Thy Dying Light, this one is basically more of the same, but way longer. The first 3 songs are really long, and then he just kind of goes back into like Dark Throne style of black metal, which I like, again, for the same reasons I just explained. There's really not that much difference on this album, besides, like I said, the length. A lot of good songs, but Eternals, Beheld His Vast Forests, it's hard to read these. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good songs on here. Yeah, I'd probably rate it the same thing, 8, 8.5. I enjoy it. It's not my favorite, but it's very good, and we're still very sloppy at this point. So if you're not into sloppily played black metal, you probably won't like this very much. But so then in 97, I believe, he followed it up with Of Great Eternity. This one's a step forward. The songs sound more refined, kind of more mature. There's still that Dark Throne influence and everything. There's also a lot of like early Burzum influence, specifically like Vislice at Taros. But yeah, and this one's shorter too. It's only like 40 minutes. There's only 6 songs. The Heavens Drop with Human Gore is awesome. For the Last Judgment Draweth Nigh. I really know these by number and not song title. But yeah, no, this is the playing isn't as bad on this. It's still kind of bad, but he's definitely progressing. Like I said, the songs feel just more refined and like, I guess, dignified, or mature. So yeah, good step forward. I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely a classic Judas Iscariot album. After that, in 1999, he followed it up with Distant and Solitary Night. I have mixed feelings about this album because I like pretty much every song on here, except for the second song where the winter beats incessant. It's just so obnoxiously sloppy during the slower parts. It's like, why would you be okay with this take? Like, just at least try to make it on time. And it's just like it's just a complete mess, that song. I really don't like that song at all, but I love the first song, The Winter Stands Silent. What's the one with like the really obvious Dark Throne riff in the beginning? I think it's The Black Clouds Roll Under Parapet of the Sky. I think it is that one. And then the last song on here is really interesting. It's like it's almost 12 minutes, and it's this like really eerie spoken word thing. I think it's a poem of some sort over really dark synths, and it's a really, really cool closer, really atmospheric. Yeah, so like I said, mixed feelings. I think I like this one probably just as much as the first one. If it weren't for that song 2 on here, it'd probably be a little bit higher, but yeah, I'm gonna give this like an 8. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag, but whatever. And then after that in 2000, or no, 99, 2000, I don't know. Let's see, does it say on here? No, this is a reissue, so whatever. The next album was Heaven in Flames. Now this is a really, really, I don't know, this, it's either this or one other that might be my favorite by him. He really stepped up his songwriting on here. There's keys. I think it said in here too, special credit to D. Timlin, who will be his future drummer in the albums after this one, for help during these sessions, which means like he might have been like, okay, like let's try again with the drum take, because that one was like not very good. He might have given some pointers, especially after that aforementioned song 2 on the last album. So that definitely was good, because his drumming actually sounds, it's pretty decent on here. Everything sounds pretty decent. Yeah, the songs are just more well written, more like even more mature than like Of Great Eternity in those. He does a really good job on this. I really, really like this album a lot. I'd easily give this a 9 out of 10. Definitely an absolute classic in the USBM scene. And for good reason. So if you haven't checked this out, definitely check this out. And then in 2001, or it might have been 2000, I don't know, he released the EP, Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten, short little 20-minute EP. This is a reissue on Ascension Monument Media. I don't know if this is a bootleg, or, I don't know, there's a lot of bootlegs out there, but this is 3 out of 250 copies, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this EP is just like furious. Like, this is with the new drummer, the guy who I was just talking about, that Dwayne Timlin guy, and man, he is just like a blast beat machine. It's crazy. And it's not even like he's going like 250 beats per minute or anything like that, but he's just like, he has a lot of fucking endurance, and it's very impressive. The songs, as far as like the guitars and the riffs, are pretty standard, nothing like too special, but I really enjoy the ferocity of this EP, all in all. It's definitely worth having if you can find it. I would give this probably a 9 out of 10. It's just because it's such an awesome evolution for Judas Iscariot to go from like where they were to this. It's like, hell yeah. It's really cool. And then in 2002, he released more or less his last release, aside from a couple EPs, but this is To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. This takes the best elements of Heaven in Flames and the best elements of the last EP I just talked about, Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten, melds them into one, and you have this album. Absolutely phenomenal album. There's so many goddamn good songs on here. Again, the speed and the drumming is just crazy. The endurance. I love the keys, like in the Valley of Death, I Am Their King. Excellent song. There's really, I don't think there's any bad songs on here. This is easily one of the strongest albums. I think most people agree with that. Yeah, I'd probably give this a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than Heaven in Flames, but they're both very good. And this was a hell of an album to go out on, because he hasn't made music pretty much since, I want to say 2004, maybe. There were like 2 EPs he released after this, and then he just called it quits because he said he was sick of the black metal scene, and I get it. You know, I totally get it. So yeah, that's Judas Iscariot. If you guys haven't checked out Judas Iscariot for whatever reason, definitely check out all the albums. They're very good, very classic band, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.